Good day, everyone. I'm Dima, and today we talk about applications, App Store, sanctions, etc. I will skip my self-presentation because it's boring, and we start with the disclaimer. Why do we need it? I don't like long theoretical presentations, all that blah, blah, blah. So, this one will take 20 minutes, and I will show you a real Russian application, working, alive, totally existing at this moment, and we will do some interesting tricks to this application. You can reproduce the tricks, they are totally reproducible. However, I should warn you that you are doing everything at your own risk. Okay, so all possible consequences are your own responsibility. Okay, we start with a quick introduction, just maybe 2 or 3 minutes. And the introduction is about App Store and sanctions, how it works. Well, governments or international bodies, European Union, United States, or something like that, issue sanctions against entities, individuals, companies, governments. Apple is a US-based company, so Apple should react. There is no option to ignore the sanctions. And Apple actually removes the applications. Sanctioned bank clients, sanctioned financial services, sanctioned government media applications, etc. And Russia is a good example here. Why? Because this day, Russia is the most sanctioned country in the world. I mean, ever. And Russia and Apple have some strange, I'd say, love-hate relationships. Let me explain. From one point of view, the App Store still works in Russia. And Russia can tell Apple what to do. For example, a few months ago, Russia told Apple to remove some VPN service applications from the App Store. And Apple did it. From other point of view, many Russian banking clients, government media, financial services, some games were removed from the App Store. At the same time, Russians continue to install banking application on their iPhones and use the sanctioned financial services. How? How it's possible? Well, actually, Russians use a few tricks to install sanctioned applications on their iPhones. I will provide the list of the tricks at the end of the presentation. The list is more or less complete. For now, I'd like to show you my favorite trick. It's called Trojan application, hidden application, embedded or nested application. I like to call it Matryoshka. I'd like to show you Matryoshka. Let's start with an ordinary, absolutely boring application. My little wish list. Here is the actually screenshot from the App Store. You can scan this QR code and install the application on your iPhone if you want. But let me remember, all possible consequences are your own responsibility. Okay, the author of the application is Alexey Q, yes, with Q at the end, Tatarintsev. And the application itself looks absolutely ordinary. It's a wish list application. You can create some catalogs of houses of your dream, expensive cars, etc. In fact, it's just a collection of a photo. And the application can scan QR codes. It's not clear why, for what purpose. Application can work with your account, so you can create an account and do something. It is not clear why, again, because the application has no social media functions at all. Okay, nothing special, yeah? Let's read the comments. Let's open the App Store and read the comments. Great, I installed the application via the QR code. Everything works, recommended. Okay. EuroC Bank, a stupid application. The bank is cheating. Okay. Mischief managed. I installed it, I scanned the QR code, and voila, got the updated app. It doesn't work. It's impossible to make it work, no way. The app tries to scan the QR code, and that's all. Useless. Олеся в рот. Okay. My question is what the... I installed the app via the QR code, EuroC Bank, I scanned the QR code, scanned the QR code. Yes, the application can scan a QR code. So what? Probably, there exist some magic QR codes, and if we scan the QR codes with the application, something should happen. Probably, we don't know. Okay. We can start the application, we can tap the QR code button, and we can try to scan a QR code. I generated the QR code randomly. It's a QR code for HTTP test.com. The site does not exist, it's a fake. It's just a dummy URL. I tried, I scanned the QR code, and nothing happened. Just nothing at all. Okay, probably I need some special QR code. Yeah, that's logically. So I tried to find that magic QR code. I installed the application on a jailbroken device. I use LLDB as a debugger, so I attached the debugger to the application process, and I set breakpoints on few API calls related to QR code scanning. And actually, this... oh, it works, cool. And actually, this Objective-C method hits. Okay, we see something. Well, let me warn you. Actually, here we deal with LLDB. LLDB is an open source debugger if you are debugging a third-party application. Well, this is your only option in general. It doesn't look friendly. It doesn't look understandable. LLDB console is a big pain, but we don't have other options actually here. So, okay, that breakpoint was a good start point. I traced the breakpoint and finally got the exit point from the method, and I saw that HTTP test.com. I saw our URL. What does it mean? This means we found the entry point where that data, that URL from QR code, comes to the code. And the code does something with the URL. We don't know what exactly. We want to figure it out. And maybe we can find that magic, actually, QR code. That research took about 4 hours. I will not reproduce all the steps right now, because, you know, it's 4 hours. I have 20 minutes or so. And my experience told me that every line of assembly code leads to one sleeping student in the classroom, actually. So it's a typical story. You're giving a lecture, everything is okay, everybody is interested, everything is fine, just cool. Then you start showing that assembly code, and you see like students, that's it. So I will not show you too much assembly code, okay? I will show you the beginning. Well, actually, I have already showed you the beginning. And let me show you the end. So finally, after 4 hours of tracing code and trying to understand what the code is doing with the URL, I found this. I saw that the application tried to parse the URL and find the query parameter UTM source. There is the code. And then the code reads value of the UTM source parameter and compare it with, sorry, I can't read it, just take a look, okay? And here is the code. And if there is no URL parameter, or the value is not equal to, again, this, the method returns 0, and nothing happens. Okay, but what if we add this parameter? Here is the, yeah, return 0, nothing happened. What if we generate a new QR code and add that parameter? What will happen? Okay, we generated it, I printed it, and I tried to feed the QR code to the application. And here is video. Okay, works. Okay, works. Our wish list, enter without registration, scan a QR code. It will take some time because they didn't implement a QR code scanning properly in the code. It's absolutely total misengineering in the code, so you need to do it like, you know, like that. Okay, we scanned, and ta-dam, magic. We see the sanctioned Euro SIP bank mobile client. So, in fact, what did they do? They created boring, non-interesting application. They create the application, they hide a sanctioned bank client inside the application, and you should do something special. You should trigger something. In this case, it's a QR code, yeah? To pop that hidden application up. It's like matryoshka. You know, you disassemble the doll and see another doll inside. Okay? And this is what we see, actually. Finally, Russians continue to dictate some terms to Apple. Remember that VPN applications. At the same time, Russians cheat Apple by breaking the App Store rules. And I Googled, I didn't find too much about this problem and this Russian trick. However, at the beginning of this year, Apple Insider posted an article without technical details and about different Russian bank, but the same trick. Okay, more or less full list of Russian bank tricks. Before we switch to the list, let me try live demo. The problem is they implemented the code in the wrong way, so it's really hard to scan this QR code, but we will try. Enter without registration, don't allow. See? This Russian application. We are trying to scan QR code. That's it. Let me try. Let me let me try. Nope. Nope. Okay, 3 tries failed. I have plan B. I have a photo of the QR code. We can download the photo of QR code and try to recognize it. Ooh. That's it. That's it. This is how they actually hide their applications inside another applications. I sent a letter to Apple about 3 months ago about this application, and you see it's still alive. It's still on the App Store and nothing happening. Okay. At the very beginning of the presentation, I promised the full list of their tricks, and Matryoshka, you saw it, you just saw it. Test flight. You can use test flight to deliver your beta versions to the testers, to beta testers. And they use test flight to actually deliver their banking clients, not beta version, just normal version. Amazing and similar apps, Scarlet and similar apps. And another thing they use is installing bank clients in their offices. Just imagine you are a Russian. Okay, you are a Russian, and you are not technically good. You are not good enough. I mean, technically, to use all that tricks, or QR code scanning doesn't work for you. So you go to the bank office, and especially trained boy install application to your iPhone. I think they actually use enterprise certificate to install third-party applications without Apple approval. Okay, final notes. 20 minutes, cool. Final notes. The trick, Matryoshka, can be used to hide any application inside other application and bypass Apple review on the App Store. Matryoshka can be used to hide a piece of code you want to hide inside the application. For example, a spyware module inside your application, to bypass Apple review. Russians do not invent Matryoshka. About 7 years ago, Uber tried to hide a spyware module inside their app using the same actually trick. Their trigger was GPS. If your GPS coordinates is right, is special in some way, the spyware module doesn't work. If you are outside Apple residence, if you are outside Cupertino, I mean physically with your device, the spyware module awakes and starts spying on you in real time. And it was discovered accidentally. Apple worker who checks the application, who took testing device outside the Cupertino and saw that spyware module. Okay, that's it. If you have any questions, please ask the questions. If you are not comfortable to ask your questions here, you can find me probably somewhere near the buffet, near the coffee machine here.
Perfect spot.
Okay.
Oh, I see a question.
Questions?
Thank you for your talk and sharing your research. One question. So imagine Apple's in the room today here. They're not, but if they were, what would you tell them? How do they fix this? What are your recommendations? You know, because clearly this is an issue that they should be doing something about, but they're not.
My recommendation is, guys, do your work. Okay? You declare that your system, that your platform is safe. Yeah? So please just do your work. Using Matryoshka, I can hide inside a boring, useless application literally anything. It can be a social network for pedophiles. Why not? It can be illegal market application for illegal market for drugs, for example, or weapons. Why not? So just do your work. Do what you declare. If you declare we are safe, we check application carefully. Our applications are safe for children, for example. Yeah? So check the application. Or at least react if someone wrote you that, okay, see, look guys, this application is not safe, Russians are cheating on you, so please do something, please react on the letters. That's all my recommendation. It's not tricky, nothing special here, okay? That's it. That's it.
Any more questions?
Yep.
Hi. I just wanted to add something about Uber application. It was interesting story because Uber had a private entitlement which was granted by Apple only for their application. And when it was discovered, other developers start complaining that how it is possible, how Uber got this private entitlement, and after this, Apple removed that entitlement from their application.
Well, actually, it's a typical, more or less typical story for big tech companies in general. I mean, not just for Uber, in general. For example, Facebook downloaded additional code from their side. I mean, not web code, binary code, libraries, binary, for their Android application. It's forbidden by Google Play Store rules. Okay, it shouldn't work in this way theoretically, but it was okay for Facebook. You install Facebook, you run at the first start. The client starts downloading some additional binary, not authorized, not signed modules from somewhere and run the binary code on your phone. And that was okay for a long time. Big tech. Yep.
Yeah, thanks for the talk. My question is about static analysis and like from the code perspective.
Yep.
This Uralsy Bank code base exists during the App Store download, like uploading the application. Yep. So it's not like binary uploading from the cloud.
Nope.
And as far as I know, Apple do check the static analysis do check all the like strings that exist in a binary. And if they like it's an open question. I actually don't know like how it works, how it does work. Because if they do check, and they do check like that there is another like completely different applications that have completely different set of features, how do they don't know that like the possibility of changing this application exists?
And thank you for your question. The question takes us to the very first questions, how it's possible. To be honest, I don't know. Theoretically, they should discover such things immediately. You know, just run static analysis. That Uralsy Bank application was published on the App Store before and was kicked off from the App Store. So you know this application, you know these binaries, you know this code, you know this, I don't know, string constants, yeah? You know this, why can't you just find that application, which, by the way, are not encrypted or obfuscated, nothing, just like plain code. You already saw this plain code. Why you just can't find this plain code? You already saw before. I don't know. Sorry, I have no answer. This is how it works at the moment. You see 3 months and nothing, actually. Yep.
Hi. So just to prefix this question, I'm uneducated on how these global issues work. So if this question is too broad, please just let me know. So we were talking about how the App Store has, banned VPNs from Russia. And I was wondering, when it comes to this censorship and how Apple handles their the things that they allow in certain countries, what is the ideal response? Because Apple's branding has surrounded privacy and security, and it doesn't really help them for people to know that they're doing these things in these countries. At the same time, I'm assuming that these countries are probably threatening to ban the sale of their products in these countries if they don't meet their requests. As a result, what is the ideal solution here? I'm from the United States, and so these issues haven't been, I guess, as in my face as maybe they are abroad. And so I'm just wondering what's the ideal response from Apple to handle these things in a more...
Well, for me, it's hard to discuss legal side of this situation. Yeah, it's hard to discuss it from legal point of view. I'm not a lawyer. I have no idea how it works or how it should work. My opinion, just my personal opinion, Apple is a big company, Russia is a big market. So Apple tries to follow the sanctions because Apple is a US-based company. It just can't ignore sanctions. Apple tries to follow the sanction, to implement the sanctions. At the same time, Apple tries to save, to keep some kind of good relationships with Russia. That's why I said about love-hate toxic relationships at the very beginning. From one point of view, yes, we are an American company, we implement sanctions, we are good guys. From other point of view, okay, why are you still working in Russia then? If you are on a good side here? I don't know. Sorry, I have no answer on your question.
Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you for your speech. Well, I have a question about the recent changes in EU law according the app review and the possibility of alternative stores for apps. So what is your opinion on that? Is it good or bad? So of course that is alternative for users, but we can see that only some specific app review, some static analysis could save the users. So I would like to hear your opinion about that.
Well, again, my personal opinion, okay? Just my subjective personal opinion. Apple will resist as long as possible because Apple want to keep their monopoly on this market. Is it good or is it bad? Again, I don't know. I have no idea. From one point of view, for average users, probably it's good. You have alternatives, yeah? You have not the only Apple App Store, but some alternatives. Alternatives are also good, probably. From other point of view, okay, what if Russia wants to run their own Russian app store and publish, for example, application for their drones to fly with drones and to kill Ukrainians? Why not? It's their store; they can do whatever they want. So again, I don't know.